What's up, guys? We are back with a deck profile. This is 3 copies of the Cyber Strike structure deck. I did not add any cards to this deck outside of what was in the structure decks. So let's jump right into this deck profile. Okay, kicking the deck profile off, we have 2 of the new Cyber Dark Chimera. You only need 2. This card is very searchable in the deck, so no reason to run any more than 2. So this one, when it enters, when it's on the battlefield, you can discard 1 spell or trap card, add a power bond from your deck to your hand, and you can only use machine or cyber monsters as fusion materials this turn. Also, when you fusion summon with this card, you can also banish from your graveyard. And if this card is sent to graveyard, you can send 1 cyber dark monster from your graveyard, from your deck to the graveyard with a different name from cards in your graveyard. And then you can use each of the effects only once per turn. But this card is very searchable in here, so you really only need the 2. Next, we got 3 copies of Cyber Dark Cannon. You discard this card from your hand, and you can search your deck for any Cyber Dark machine type monster, aka your Cyber Dark Chimera. Or if you need it for a different play to make a different fusion or something, like if you have Cyber Dark Keel, Cyber Dark Horn, and you need the Cyber Dark Edge to complete the fusion, then you ditch this and you go find the other one, and then you just power bond or overload fusion into the Cyber Dark Dragon. So 3 cannon is all you need. Then you are running 3 Cyber Dark Claw. You discard this and you can go find any Cyber Dark spell or trap card. Now, this is going to apply to almost every spell you're running in the deck, and I think 1 of the traps is searchable with this. So, yeah, Cyber Dark Claw, you want to run into 3 because you want to be able to get into your spells for your combo as quick as you can. So 3 Cyber Dark Claw. Next, we got 1 each of Cyber Dark Keel, Cyber Dark Edge, and Cyber Dark Horn to make your wonderful Cyber Dark Dragon. But only 1 copies of each because you don't want to see these as much as you think. You really just need them in the deck as the materials. This way you are able to make the fusion Cyber Dark Dragon. That's it for the Cyber Dark core. Now we have 3 Cyber Dragon cores. We're running a really small Cyber Dragon core in the deck. For this deck, we went more of a Cyber Dark route with it, but 3 Cyber Dragon cores, obvious reasons, you know, normal summon or special when you normal summon, you search for a Cyber spell or trap card, and you can banish this from your graveyard, special summon a Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. So 3 cores, definitely one of the better cards in the deck. And then we're running 1 copy of each of these 3 here. 1 hers, 1 Cyber Dragon, and 1 of the Manchester. Now, you could run 2 hers and 2 Cyber Dragon and 2 of him, and then drop the Cyber Dark Keel, Edge, and Horn. But you kind of need them in the deck to make the Cyber Dark Dragon. So running these 3, I play tested it a little bit against some buddies, and this was working out pretty good for me. So that's all the monsters in the deck. Just kicking off the spells, we have 3 of the new card, Cybernetic Horizon. This is like your go-to card. You want this in your opening hand. This is, however, searchable with Cyber Dark Claw, and Yeah, so it starts with Cyber Dark Claw because it counts as a Cyber Dark card. You send 2 dragon and or machine cyber monsters from one from your hand, one from your deck to the graveyard, and you can add to your hand from your deck 1 dragon or machine type cyber monster from your deck. And if you do send 1 machine cyber fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and you can only activate 1 horizon per turn. You can't special summon any monsters from the extra deck this turn except machine monsters, which is fine because your whole extra deck is machine monsters. So 3 horizons, this is literally the card you want in your opening hand, or the card you want to search for with Claw, or one of the main cards you want to search for with Claw. And then we got 3 Cyber Dark Realm. When this card's activated, you can add 1 Cyber Dark monster from your deck to your hand with a different name than cards in your graveyard during the main phase. You can immediately, after this effect, normal summon 1 Cyber Dark monster, and you can only use the previous effect of Cyber Dark Realm once per turn. If you equip the monster from your graveyard by the effect of Cyber Dark monster that activated when it's normal summon or special summon, you can equip from your opponent's graveyard instead of your own. So this is another really good card in this deck. If you open this and you don't have your Claw or Cannon or Chimera, you can use this to search out one of them to find whatever you might need to go off. But 3 realm, running 3 seems good. And like I said, this is just out of the 3 structure decks, so I didn't add any cards from my own collection or anything like that. So this is just a starting build. I'm sure I'll do an updated version. Gonna run 1 Cyber Dark Inferno. This card is really, really good. Cyber Dark effect monsters you control that are equipped with equipped cards cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And also your opponents cannot target them with card effects. So when you play this, you can target 1 Cyber Dark monster you control, return it to your hand. And then immediately after this resolves, you can normal summon 1 Cyber Dark monster. So you could go Chimera, find Power Bond, play this, bounce Chimera back to your hand, and then if you want, you can replay Chimera, or you can play a different Cyber Dark monster. Whatever you happen to want. But that is all for the Cyber Dark spells in the deck. We're running 2 Power Bond and 1 Overload Fusion. I was doing 2 and 2, and then I did try 3 and 2, and then I kind of settled on this. This seems the most optimal for what I was trying to do. So 2 Power Bond and 2 Overload Fusion. So these help you get into your fusions, obviously. And then we're running 3 Cyber Emergencies. You can add a Light Machine monster that cannot be normal summer set, or 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. If the activation of this card in its owner's position was negated by your opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can discard 1 card and add this card to your hand. So if your opponent negates this, you can discard something and put it back in your hand. So that's the spells for the deck. For the traps, we're running 3 copies of Cyber Dark Invasion. Cyber Dark Invasion is okay. I mean, I personally might play 2, because there was a couple of times when I played this and I ended up with 2 of these face down, and it's like, do you really need the extra one? But it does one of 2 things. You can target 1 Cyber Dark effect monster you control, equip 1 Dragon or Machine monster from either graveyard to equip it, and it gains 1,000 attack. Or send 1 equipped card from you control, equipped it to a machine monster to the graveyard, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. So, yeah, if you're equipping a lot with your Cyber Darks, then run 3, blow stuff up, get extra attack power. But me personally, I think I would cut this down to 2 if I redo this build. So we'll see. I'll have a future build of this deck in the future, coming out maybe in another month or 2. I'm gonna play around with it, see what other cards are out there for this kind of deck. But 3 Cyberdark Invasions, 1 Cybernetic Overflow, and then we're running 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Now, this card is amazing, okay? This card is amazing. It makes the deck a little bit more aggro, but the fact that if you have no cards, like if you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand is great. So target one face-up monster your opponent controls negate its effects. If this card was set before activation and is on the field at resolution for the rest of this turn, all spell and trap cards in this column are negated. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. So yeah, this card is good, especially with a lot of the effect based, like a lot of the combos now are all effect based stuff, so this is really helpful, especially if you go second, your opponent's going off turn 1, you can cast these to negate some effects, slow their plays down a little bit. And then the last 3 cards in the main deck are these. Now I like this deck. I like this card. This card's pretty good. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down position. Face-down defense position once per chain. When a trap card is activated while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card as a normal monster. Aqua Water level 2. 1200 attack, 0 defense. This card's not treated as a trap. If summoned this way, this card is unaffected by monster effects. Also banish it when it leaves the field. So it gives you an extra creature in the deck. Which is good. Too bad it isn't a machine monster. It'd be better if it was a machine monster it gave you. But being able to target one face-up monster and flip it face down definitely helps in those tight situations. So 3 of those. That is the main deck. And then the side deck for this deck, guys, you're literally just running 3 copies of everything that they gave you. So the 3 Cyberdark End Dragons, 3 Cyber Darkness Dragons, 3 Chimera Tech Over Dragons, 3 Cyber Dark Dragons, and 3 of one of my favorite cards in the whole game, Cyber End Dragon. So guys, that is the build that I went with out of the structure deck. Out of the 3 structure decks turned into 1 deck, this is what I got. So let me know down below what you guys think, what you would have changed if we had 3 of these structure decks to build a deck. Would you have done the same kind of build? Would you have gone more Cyber Dragon, less Cyber Dragon, more Cyber Dark, or no Cyber Dark? You know, let me know down below what you guys would have done. And I have more deck profiles coming. Also, if you guys are into Magic the Gathering stuff, I started a new YouTube channel, MTG Protege. I'll link it in the description box down below. All Magic the Gathering content over there. And you guys will have just straight Yu-Gi-Oh content over here to keep everything separate. But that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.